And welcome to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities, presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, 5-time best-selling author, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, and founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLC. Tonight we have an amazing special VIP guest by the name of Mai Matthews. A little bit about her. Mai Matthews is a 2-time best-selling author, founder of Mayan Branding, Lady Luck CBD Sexual Wellness, owner of Lux TV Network, a practicing sex therapist, and a renowned business consultant. Since the creation of her business mentorship program for women of color, Masterminds in 2017, she has helped over 85 women of color in business walk through publishing 16 #1 Amazon new releases, 4 becoming #1 Amazon bestsellers, and birthed 28 product-based businesses. Dedicated to uplifting others, her nonprofit, Mind Builders, helps people from all walks of life who aspire to be entrepreneurs by providing resources, education, and programming geared to set them up for success. With a passion for helping others see the light they possess, she is driven to continually advocate, educate, and grow for the advancement of those who come behind her. Welcome to the table, the amazing Mai Matthews.
Well, thank you.
You are welcome. I'm excited to have you at the table. I know my listeners are going to learn some amazing wisdom and knowledge from you tonight.
Yes, that's the plan.
So tell us more about your entrepreneur journey, Mai.
Oh, wow. So my entrepreneurial journey is about 14 years deep. And my first one I started was a dance team a really, really long time ago. It was my first entrepreneurial journey. And since then, I've had a ridiculous amount of failures, probably maybe 15 or 16 failed businesses or closed businesses, or throughout time I realized it's not actually something I wanted to do. And now I'm at a really good place where I can do things that are fun and only do what I like to do and pick my clients and pick my jobs. So it's been a lot of ups and downs, but now we're coasting, but very soon we'll be back down because that's just how entrepreneurial life goes.
I love it. Love your journey. So I see that you're passionate about helping others see the light they possess. So tell us more about that, Mai.
Definitely. When I started my branding and marketing firm in 2015, I took on a lot of small businesses. I'd been working in corporate America in branding and marketing for really big companies, Fortune 500 companies, a lot of liquor companies, and they didn't really need my help. Whether or not I worked for them, they were going to make their millions and billions regardless, and I wanted to give back. So I started my branding firm and quickly learned there's a reason why, the people that were doing it in corporate charged a certain amount and only took on certain clients. And that was because without, proper education, a real plan, and finances to fund it, it's just not possible, even though you might have the know-how. And so I realized that's not going to be where I'm able to help people. And I started Masterminds and Mind Builders, which is my accountability program in my nonprofit, in order to help people get to the level they need to be before they hire a branding or marketing coach or firm.
I love that, and that's amazing. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I started to start with little girls and women of color with Masterminds, and I had a program called Branding Queens where we helped them start product-based businesses. And then over time, we were able to expand to everybody, male, female, everyone, doing workshops and partnering with people, giving resources, and basically just helping out where we can. If we see a need or see a gap, or let's say someone comes like, I really need to, get this license, I don't know where to start, pair them up with somebody who can help or give them the resources to get it done so that we're able to help a lot more people. So that's my labor of love. I absolutely love those two businesses, and I love helping people get to where they need to get in order to succeed and actually be educated enough to perpetuate and continue that success.
And that's so important, is reaching back and helping others. So that brings my next question about collaboration. So why do you think a collaboration is so important when getting to the next level? Because I know you were talking about how you provide those resources and those connections through your nonprofit and through your business in general, and that's collaboration is a part of that. So could you speak more about that and why that's so important when trying to get to the next level?
Definitely. Also, collaboration is good for just furthering more connections and networking. But all in all, you don't want to waste a lot of time on things that you're not good at or is not your expertise. A lot of times when I get people in small businesses that we help, they want to learn how to do everything. I just released an app, and I've been coding since I was maybe 13 or 14 years old. And they're like, I want to learn how to code so I can do one too. But in the long run, if it's not something that you're going to make money off of in the future, then it's not really worth your time to do. So collaboration allows you to add resources and skills to your team or to your business without you having to take the time out to learn something new. But also you can offer to that person what you are good at, and it saves time all around. It saves money. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be free because you can go back and forth, each pay each other. Actually, I definitely recommend paying each other for your services, even if it equals out. Still I sent you $600, you send me $600. There we go. So that people know, what they expect and expectations are set properly. But collaboration allows you to do a lot more, a lot quicker, and a lot more efficiently. So one of the things I just finished collaborating on was, not too long ago, was the award ceremony that we do for the nonprofit every year, highlighting entrepreneurs that help and mentor other entrepreneurs. And we had a caterer that collaborated. We had an event planner. The caterer was Chef Cast the Table, event planner, Beyond the Celebration. We had videographers, and everybody came together to help everyone else, but in turn, all got something out of it. So, for instance, the decorator got pictures and video back. The photographer and the videographer got footage to use for their portfolio. The caterer got things that she can use in photos as well. So while me throwing the event, I can cook, but that's not what I do. I can do decor, but that's not what I do. I, in turn, got a chance to help all these people not only get exposure, because we all know we can't pay bills with exposure, but from the materials that they got with that, I was able to help them with making social media posts, making additions to their website, and bettering their brand altogether to make more money. So that was a really big collaboration effort where we all either got paid or got something from it, but it saves all of us a lot of time. So if the photographer decides they want to stage an event so they can have pictures for their portfolio, they probably aren't going to stage it very well, and they're probably going to waste a lot more time and money than collaborating with somebody else who's already having an event. So collaboration saves you time, money, everything, and keeps everything looking very nice, because everybody that's doing something, that's what they do, versus you trying to piece together something or learn something on the fly.
I love that. And thank you for shining a light on it and really breaking that down, because that is so, so, so important. So, Mai, you are the CEO and founder of My Branding. Tell us more about your company overall, the services that you offer, and how listeners can get involved and hire you and book you for your services.
Oh, so mine that's my baby, but it turned into a giant. When I first started it, I wanted to just help small business owners, because I've been working in corporate so long and they make so much money. And I look at small businesses and I'm like, oh, if you just had this, or if you just knew this little thing and tweak, it would help you so much. And over time, I went from maybe a couple clients to at one point I had 92 clients all at one time. And so definitely scaled back on that. Can't sustain that much longer than the time I did. And so now we offer mainly consulting services in partnering with other companies and firms that do a lot of graphic design, web development, things like that, to help people create brands that are memorable and on par with their counterparts in the corporate world and in small business as well. One of my favorite things to do are strategy sessions, and that's where I take someone who maybe, not that they have an idea, but they've already put things into play and they just need to know what direction they need to take or how to do something specifically. So, for example, I had a client not too long ago come, and she has a natural hair oil. And so she comes, she's like, I already have this oil, I already have labels. I know I need to be doing something. I know I can sell more. I just don't know what to do. And so a strategy session is 2 hours. We sat down. I found out what she wanted to do, how much money she needs to make in order to not only pay her bills but live the lifestyle she wanted to live, so upgrade herself a little bit. And then got an understanding of who buys her products, what it looks like, her packaging, all of that. So in that 2 hours, we came up with a sales plan, a new marketing plan, a new plan for labels, gave her resources where to buy labels, where to get a design, where to get, all the things she needed to accomplish what we set out for her to do. made her some connections and then also some introductions so that she can follow through. And then as well, I follow up behind and say, okay, I know that by now you should be at this point, what do you have going on? Can I see what you're changing, what's going on, to kind of keep them in line with staying on track with the plan that we created for them. And that's worked so much more than when we first started and we would give a branding package. So we'd give you your new business cards, new packaging, new website, everything. But if you don't understand the strategy behind it or what to do with those things, we saw lots of people spending money and having these packages and not doing anything with it, or like, oh, I gave up on it, or, I tried it, but I put it on the back burner. So now Mind Branding is a lot more consistent and focused and determined on making sure that people are using the deliverables they get. And instead of us providing those deliverables, focusing more on the follow-up behind it and the strategy to help people actually benefit from the things that they invest in themselves.
I love that. So definitely connect with her for our listeners that are listening. She is pretty much a one-stop shop. So definitely, if you need her services, connect with her. She's definitely somebody to know. So tell us more about your business mentorship program for women of color.
Oh, masterminds, that's I know Mind Branding is my baby, but masterminds, that's my best friend. They're literally turned into my best friend. I have a group of women, and when we started, we were a lot bigger, but now we've niched down to people who are a little bit more serious, and masterminds is for people who are already rocking and rolling in their business. They are trying to take themselves to the next level, whether it be expanding or whether it be adding on services or going nationwide. So they're on the cusp of growing their business. Not really for someone who's just starting out. That'd be more for Mind Branding with the strategy sessions, even though anybody can go to Mind Branding. But Masterminds is special to me because every quarter we add a revenue stream. So last year we had four great quarters in which we had people write books. Quarter 2, everybody made a product-based business. Quarter 3, everybody had a challenge to do 30 sales in 30 days without breaking. So every day for 30 days they had to make a sale. And quarter 4 was we did all creative courses. And the great part about that is watching the growth and watching my mentees go from being very shy or reserved and not feeling like they can accomplish something or just wanting to stay in their lane, mainly because of insecurities or feeling like they don't deserve to go bigger. And then watching them accomplish that challenge and finishing it and saying to myself, you know what, I can do this. Oh, look, I wrote a whole book. It's on Amazon. Or, oh, look, I made a whole other product and I'm selling it in a store or storefront. That's something that makes me very, very happy. But the best part about it is when they finish the challenge, we go on a retreat. So every quarter we go on some trip. We just got back from Bahamas 2 weeks ago. Before that, we went to Panama, and we just have a blast. And I really enjoy getting to know the ladies beyond business and mentorship and becoming friends with them and one-on-one time, just, getting to have real time. We don't do any business or any work on our retreats. We just bond and get to know each other and just enjoy and celebrate with each other. So Mastermind I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do, especially being able to go on a retreat every quarter is always wonderful. And they keep me on my toes and keep me on track. Because if I start to slack or I'm not doing something, they will call me out with a quickness because they know I will call them out.
I love that. So get connected, ladies that are listening. Get connected to her mastermind. I love it. Her mentorship group sounds amazing, Sounds amazing. So what is your strategy you would give to listeners who want to grow in the media industry?
The media industry. Well, that is, I'm sure if they're already trying to do that, they know that it's very political. And that's why I love the name of the podcast, Create Your Own Seat at the Table. I've always been an advocate of making my own table to begin with so I don't have to ask for a handout or a hand up or even to be accepted, especially with me being in the sexual wellness industry. I'm very passionate about sexual wellness and education, especially for women of color, because we are not as educated as our counterparts in, our gender. And it's very important for not only our health to live, but also for our children's health and our reproductive health. And so when you're in the sex industry, it's very hard to get the proper coverage, the proper media, and for people to not censor what you're trying to do, especially if you're trying to do something for education. It's either thrown into, completely adult XXX or just not available at all. So if you're trying to get more into media or anything you're trying to do, create your own platform, own your own platform. If you're going to be part of a platform in general, let's say I wanted to join, XYZ television network. I'm still going to have to promote. I'm still going to have to market my brand and my business, only I'm promoting it for somebody else's business or somebody else's brand. If I'm going to be doing all that work, I might as well, and I feel that you should promote your own brand, your own business, and build that up. And as much as people may not like Tyler Perry as much as, I feel they should, not that I'm really a fan of his work, but I'm a fan of him and his ethic. When I first came across him, I was maybe 10 years old, and people say, oh, he's doing stuff. This man has been going for at least 20, 25 years, and he had to start somewhere. He started with those plays. They weren't that great plays. You know what? He did something. And people always want to critique, but when he's doing something, if you keep going, one foot in front of the other, eventually you will get there. So when I created Lux TV, my TV network, which I just finally got on Roku, hooray, wonderful.
Yes, congratulations.
Yes, I just found that out a couple hours ago. Now we're waiting on Apple TV and Fire Stick, but they're coming. I really wanted to go on I have my show on a station. I didn't want to put it on YouTube, which is, there's nothing wrong with YouTube. It's just a lot harder to monetize and the amount of dollars I plan to monetize for on YouTube. And I was going to talking to these people, and I'm just like, they're not really seeing my vision. I'm going to have to censor a lot of things and change it, and that's not something I was about at all. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to find out how to start my own channel. And I Googled, and I YouTubed, and I read books, and I learned, and I figured, you know what? I can do some basic coding. I can figure this out, and I just started going. Now, mind you, in the beginning, did I know about all the things and all the permits and all the, FCC and all that? No. But you have to start somewhere. So if you're in media, if you want to do a magazine, if you want to be a writer, start your own magazine, start your own blog.
Right.
I will say, this is my disclaimer now. When I started my journey a long, long time ago, one of the first places I worked was PBS, and that's because, honestly, this podcast ain't going to make it. They needed black people, and they needed more women, so they hired a black woman and said, all right, bam, we killed two birds with one stone. I had zero experience at all, and I got a lot of understanding of the industry, how to work a deco board, how to work a teleprompter, how to do changes between shots, how to work camera, how to work the tape room, how to do every aspect. And I spent time there. So before you jump out, if you've never written for anybody, then don't start there. You're not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to somebody who's already in the industry and they're trying to further themselves. So if you've not started or have any base in whatever it is you're trying to do, go work for someone first. Learn on their dime. Learn on their business. Learn on their name for a while. And also have that mentorship type relationship or apprentice type relationship and get an understanding of it before you start. But if you've already been doing that and you're just not starting out and you're trying to expand yourself, then I highly suggest creating your own table. And it might start out slow because right now Lady Lux app only has 77 people that's downloaded it. It came out a couple of days ago. But eventually I'm going to have thousands. You just have to start and doing the work and not be afraid of the fact that when you start you might not have that big of a audience listening to you.
But start anyway.
More that you go. Start anyway, because if you don't start, you won't ever have anybody listening to your platform, and then do it from there.
Absolutely. I love it. And thanks for shining a light on that, because I wanted to, that was my next thing I wanted to talk to you about was your new network, which is Lux TV Network. So tell us more about it, and congratulations again on your amazing network, Mike.
Thank you. Lux TV came from, I started my CBD line for women. It's a sexual wellness line. And I have a chat on my website where if you have questions or you need to know about the product, you can ask about the product. And I assumed a lot of people would ask about the CBD or how much was in it, but majority of the questions were sexual wellness-based or sexual health-based. And these are questions that I feel as a grown woman, hopefully your mother taught you or you learned in school, and I learned very quickly that is not the case. Lots of women are very, very miseducated on their bodies, on their health, on their reproductive system. And so I started making a podcast. I have a podcast called Quickies with Mine. They're about 5-minute podcasts. I do one every day, or sometimes I'll do like 8 in a week and 8 one day and then not do them. But the point is, there's something to listen to every day. And I started explaining things, but some things need visual explanation. You can't really do it in a 5-minute thing, like explaining your anatomy or explaining how certain reproductive organs work. You need to see diagrams. You need to see pictures. And even more so, I wanted to give a platform to others that were in the sex industry that teach and educate or maybe do therapy or coaching to help as well, because we as women, we need healing, we need health, we need, fun, we need all those things. And there's very few places where people in the industry can highlight themselves other than, Pornhub or X videos or something like that. There are very few platforms that get recognition that are sexual wellness based other than things, no offense to anyone on this call, that are ran by older white women. There's very small places for women of color and even more smaller places for younger women. And so I started doing a television show, and I said, you know what, if I'm going to do one, then it's nothing once I get one up to do 15. And so my goal now is 15 shows. I'm at 4 that we're producing. One of them being my favorite. I wish I had thought of it. It's called Inside Beauty, and we take women who are deserving and help them get. We give them life coaching. We get them into therapy, and the last part we do is the hair and makeup and wardrobe, because it starts from the inside. If you don't do stuff on the inside, or you're not happy with the inside, it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. You're going to not be as successful, and you're probably going to be more destructive the better you think that you look, because you still don't love yourself on the inside. So that's the start of it. We are moving and grooving. We just got on Roku. We're waiting for our approval for the other ones, and our tentative launch date is February 14th, because it's Valentine's Day, of course. But all the shows on the channel are geared towards women and about loving yourself or sexual health or education or something like that. We even have a comedy show just because, laughing is really good for your health in general. And yes, all the things on there, yes, all the content is produced, created by women of color. So that's my project I'm just now starting. It's been a very crazy, long, and quick journey at the same time. And it's just budding. So mind builders and masterminds, not that they're on autopilot, but they're I call them teenagers. They're teenagers. But Lex TV is my infant, so I've been spending a lot of time with that.
I love it, man. Super congratulations. And they can listen to you on Roku, Apple TV, and where else, Mai?
Oh, so Lux TV will be on Roku, Fire Stick, and Apple TV. But right now, you can catch some teasers. It's on Roku with teasers as well, but the Lady Lux app. And you can download the app. If you have Android, iPhone, Pixel, go to your app store. It's Lady Lux. Lux is with 3 X's because it's adult. Lady Lux. And you can, from there, listen to the podcast. You can find therapists. You can watch the Lux TV teasers. When Lux TV is launched, you'll be able to watch that there. There's even morning affirmations on the Lady Lux app. And very soon, we're going to be adding a period tracker and also gynecologists in your area. So it goes by your location, and it'll show you the nearest female gynecologist. All the therapists on there as well, the sexual wellness therapists, the regular therapists, the sex educators are all black women, basically black, but women of color as well. So we wanted a place that you can get all your resources in one, because I know got a lot going on. So Lady Lux app, you can get everything very easily. Even contact me or shop Lady Lux, all from the app.
I love it. So definitely support her. So, Mai, where do you see women of color in the media in the next 5 years?
Oh, I'm sure you already know. We are taking over. It's going great. Right now it's a wonderful time to be a black woman. We are the it person. I kind of feel bad for other people because it's so much easier, and everybody wants to have an it person, so everyone's looking for women of color. And I know this started maybe a couple of years ago, I started with voiceover acting, and people would hire me specifically because they wanted the timbre of a black woman, because that's what's in right now. So women of color are actually able to take over a lot more, and the more natural you are and the more authentic you are to yourself and your culture and your ethnicity in general, the easier it is for you to kind of get into those spaces, as long as you're opening your mouth and making it known that you want to be in those spaces. There's a news anchor that I've been following for ever. We did speech and debate in college, rival schools, but we both, you find me like, oh, you're really, really good. I'm still going to beat you, but you're super dope. And her name is Kachira Winfrey. And I remember when she first started, maybe 9-10 years ago, she had to twist her hair up and keep it in a bun. She wasn't really, allowed to make it puffy and things like that. Or she had to pick the station that would hire her based on, how open they were. And she's a thicker girl. She's juicy. She's really cute. And now I see that she gets her hair. She has twist outs, the best twist outs all the time. She's not as hidden anymore. They don't try to cut the camera off at her waist. And overall, the media is becoming a lot more embracing of women of color. So it's your time. If you want to do it, if that's where you want to go, definitely make yourself known, make yourself prepared, make sure that you actually have a media kit or a speaker kit, that you have a nice pitch email, that you have a resume or a reel or whatever it is you need. Get you a coach, get you somebody to help you plan out what it is that you need to present yourself properly, because the spaces are there for you. You just have to be ready and prepared.
Yep. I definitely agree with that. That is so important. Spaces are there. You just got to create your own seat. You got to build your own table. Absolutely.
Definitely.
So where, we all have built our own, the people I interview have all built their own tables, and you have built multiple tables for yourself. So I asked all of my guests the same question. How did you create your seat at the table, Mai?
I think It started when I was little. They always say, it started back when I was, 40 years old. But I did not fit in at all. I have a lot of, I would say, health challenges that are, I guess, if you're a child, disfiguring, because as an adult, you understand there are people that look all different types of ways, sound all different types of ways, and that doesn't change who they are on the inside, no matter what they might look like on the outside, or at least I hope that you learn that by the time you're an adult. But when you're a child, that child becomes an outcast. And so I wasn't actually figuratively and literally not welcome at tables. And so I learned very quickly that if I wanted to do something, I was going to have to do it for myself. And then I would just do it so well that other people wanted to join my table. They didn't want to sit at the one that was already offered to them. And I kind of kept that even throughout. I remember I was thinking about just the other day when I was like, oh, I have a whole TV network. I was like, remember you were in 10th grade? And I did not make any of the drama plays because I didn't fit what they were looking for. I went to Caucasian school, and they had no roles for black people. But anywho, and so I made my own play and sold my own tickets and had my own marketing and everything. And I got the school to allow me to use the auditorium, and I had my own theater on my own because I wasn't welcome to the other one. And I just kept doing that over time. So when it came to business, I did start out working for corporate. Like I said, please get you some experience with somebody else's dime before you start your own. But when I came to me wanting to be a model and I had hit my ceiling for what I looked like and what was going on and where I was at the time, I created my own agency and went out and got my own booking and got my own girls to work for me. And that's the first one I started with, and I just kept doing it because once you do something once, or somebody, in my head, if somebody's done it before, that means I can follow the track and figure out how they did it, and I can do it again. It's only the things that have never been done that they don't scare me, but they make me feel like, oh, I might have to work harder for this. But if it's been done, period, at all, I can reverse engineer to figure it out. And it's always easier for you to create your own table and make your own value and work for your own self. I look at it like a garden. If I want something to eat, I can go ask you, can I work in your garden? But guess what? If you ever get low on that garden or, the crop's going bad, who's the first person I have to eat? Me. Then I have to go ask someone else to work at their garden. Or I can do the work to make my own garden right now and have my own food, and then other people I can employ and help them. It might be a little bit harder, but at the end of the day, I know I'm in control of how much food I get. I'm in control of what I yield because I'm in control of what I'm planting and what I'm harvesting versus working for somebody else. So it was never a thought of, well, I'll just join someone else's, but also at the same time, it was never an option of let's join someone else's because I look different. All the things I wanted to do, I'm not traditionally part of. That goes to the sexual wellness that, like I said, is predominantly older white women. I used to do TV and commercial and movies. Well, I have business, which most people might know as a lazy eye. You'd be like, you think, Ma, you can't model because you have a lazy eye. You can't do commercials. I did anyway. I mean, you could
right.
You
did it anyway.
Whatever you want to do, you can make that happen. But it's going to be a lot harder to do if you're asking for somebody else to accept you. Getting people to accept you is nowhere near as simple as just doing it yourself. And I completely forgot. I used to be a rapper and a singer. I got invited to the Grammys and everything one time. I had a bunch of lives. And that's because I asked people to put me on their record label. Nobody would. Nobody would put me in their video. Nobody would do anything. So you know what I did? I started my own. I made my own album. I went to the studio. I got some money. Did it myself. I learned. I hired people. And I did it myself. And I surpassed the people that were not accepting of me. Because I had something I want to do, and you're not going to stop me just because you said no. Okay, that's cool. Can I go buy my own stuff? All right, well, then that's what I'm going to do. Don't let anybody stand in the way of whatever it is you want to do because they don't accept you. You don't need anyone's permission to do anything. You don't need permission to start a business. You don't need permission to make an album. You don't need permission to start a TV network. Well, technically kind of, but the government. But the point is, you don't need permission from most people.
I love it. You're right. Do it anyway. Do it scared. Create your own seat. Ignore the distractions, ignore the naysayers. I can't stress that enough. Just build your own.
There's always going to be naysayers.
Right. So what did failure teach you on your journey, Mai?
Failure taught me that you need to fail as fast as possible, as quickly and as fast as possible. Do not be afraid to fail. If you're afraid to fail, then you're going to go very, very, very slow. You have to fail in order to learn. You can't skip it. You can't skip it. If you try to skip it, guess what? Later it's going to come back to bite you because you didn't know because you didn't have that lesson already. You can't skip the lessons. So when I first started to fail at things, I used to get very frustrated that I wasn't good at it. I'm used to being good at everything because when you're in school, they tell you need to make 100%. You need to pass. You need to do well. And in school, it's regurgitation anyway. They tell you something, you remember it, you tell it back to them. So when I started to fail at things and I got to be an adult and I started to want to do new things, I didn't understand why I wasn't having the success that I had when I was in school. Well, that's because the answer wasn't given to me. I had to go find it. And sometimes you have to just learn it. The answer's not even there. You can't go find it at all. You have to experience it, especially when you're creating something new or something that hasn't been done before. There is no blueprint. There is no answer. And even still, even if you had a blueprint, there's nothing going to be exactly like how you are in your situation, in your place with you and your face and your money and your wallet and your job. So initially I was really concerned, but over time I learned every time I failed, I got better. Every time I fall, I get better. Every time I fall and get back up, I know not to do that one anymore. Okay, let's start back from scratch. Even if I have to start at 0. Even when it's business number 9, I'm like, okay, you know what I know not to do now? Not to not have contracts. Okay, the next time I failed again, okay, I had a contract, but that contract didn't cover much. Okay, let me go back. Okay, let me try again from the starting board. And the further you go, when you start over, you breeze through that level. It's kind of like you played a video game and you die at level like 19, you have to start all the way over at level 1. Well, you're going to get through level 1 through 8 really quickly by then because you've already done them so many times. You're like, I got this. All right, back to level 19. Let me try this again. So the quicker you can fail, the quicker you learn, the quicker you can grow. If you try to prevent yourself from failing, if you're like, I don't know, I want to be perfectly ready, I want to make sure I know everything, here's my secret. You're never going to know everything. And even if you learned everything and read every book and had everybody tell you everything, it is not the same as physically doing it for yourself. The same as if you play with fake money on Monopoly, bet you wouldn't play the same if it was real money. Even though you're like, I play Monopoly a million times, play with some real money. I bet you play completely different. So just try anyway. Not be afraid of failure. That's how you actually get to success. If you've not fallen or failed at anything, you probably haven't accomplished anything. And get excited. When you start seeing things go wrong, when you start seeing things fall apart, that means you're progressing, you're doing things. If I have a time period where things are going well too long, then I start to think to myself, Maya, are we moving? What are we doing? Because if nothing's going wrong, that means I already know everything. I'm already doing everything. I'm not growing. So I need to be doing something new. I need to be adding something. I need to be creating something different. Am I getting stagnant? So you should be excited about hearing things go wrong, and not unnecessarily. If it's because you're just not doing something right, then no. But if you're trying your best and you're doing what you need to do, and you make a mistake and lose a bunch of money, or you break something, or even if a client is mad at you, or somebody like leaves a super bad review, or you actually legitimately mess up, and they're not just being a crazy person, that's good too. It means you're doing something you don't know how to do, and you're growing, and that means that you're getting better. So that's my thing on failure. You need to fail. Failure is important.
I love that. So you're very successful. So what did success teach you on your journey?
Success taught me to remember that everybody is not me, and to remember where I started and where I came from. And that's something I had to learn, because as you learn to fail, you forget why other people do things, especially the further you get. And I still work with people who are just starting. So over time, it took me time to slow down and say, okay, everyone is not you. Everyone has not learned what you had to learn. You need to always remember. And people say be humble. You can still be humble and still not understand or be compassionate or empathetic with people. I have to remember where I started and what it felt like to be at that spot. Kind of like when you're a parent or you're an adult, you have to remember what it's like to be a child and how it felt when adults talk to you, or how it felt when, somebody told you because I said so. And just have that empathy and understanding in order to help people and also to connect to people. Because if people don't like you, you're not going to be successful very long. Or unless you just got a whole bunch of money, and then still now you got to watch your back, people trying to plot against you. But also just to remain relatable, remembering where people started and understanding, and also journaling has helped me a lot as well. So I can remember that no matter how successful you get, and now I'm starting to see this because I'm getting to levels, I'm like, oh, wow, I never in my wildest dreams thought I would be where I am now. You never stop moving the mark. There's never a part where you feel like I made it or I got it. Like it doesn't happen. You're always going to be like, okay, now I just need. Kind of like if you've ever rock climbed, you just keep going up. You don't realize how far you've gotten until you're done and you look down and you're like, whoa, when did that happen? So with success is the same way. I keep accomplishing things, and I remember when I just wanted to have my own business and not have a job. I remember when I just wanted to be able to pay all my bills off, just 10 clients, and I reached that. I remember when I said I just want to have, consistently be able to make money off advertisers, and I reached that. But I never looked back and was like, hey, I wanted to reach this and I got it. By the time I got there, I'd already set new goals. So it kind of was like, oh, I did this, cool, but I'm already have these other goals I'm looking for and looking towards. So success has taught me to remember where I've come from, and also to celebrate my milestones along the way, because you're never going to reach that end point. So if you're like, oh, when I hit here, you'll always hit here. And that's also why I have my masterminds go on a retreat every quarter and come and enjoy themselves and not work and just celebrate even the smallest accomplishments. And sometimes they don't want to go because they're like, all I did was, but they don't realize everything is all you did was. Even if you make a product, you're like, oh, well, all I did was put, some oils in a bottle and put a label on it. Guess what Johnson & Johnson did? Just put some oil in a bottle and put a label on it. You accomplished something just like they did too, and you deserve to celebrate that. If you don't celebrate that, guess what's going to happen? You will lose your motivation to succeed because you won't be able to see the fruits of your labor. And this just recognition from other people is not enough. You need to see. You need to go to those nice restaurants. You need to go on that vacation. You need to go to places where things are nice, so that you remember, hey, this is why I'm doing this, and it was worth it. Accolades and accomplishments and pats on the back will not be worth it. It's not enough. Money will not be worth it. But lifestyle and freedom and getting to enjoy the life that you worked so hard for, that's what's going to be your motivation. And that's, I think, one of the mistakes I made in the beginning. Just working, and not taking the time to enjoy myself because I'm always feeling like there's something more I can do. But then you're going to burn out and then you'll stop and then you'll slow down. So don't do that.
Yes. I love it. Thanks for this shining light on, that failure is a lesson and, just how to stay motivated and positive while you are on your journey of success and staying humble, because that's so important too, and always remain a student. So thank you for shining light on both of them.
No problem. That's something I've learned. I paid to learn.
Yes. So, Maya, we are in a new year, a new decade. So what can we expect from you in this new year of 2020?
Ooh, definitely Lady Luck's getting really big. Like I said, Mind and Mastermind they're my teenagers. So Mind, I'm not really going that anymore. That one's basically on autopilot. I love my clients. Every now and then I get a new client, but those clients I've had for years, and we're really growing. Their business is really, really strong and just expanding. Masterminds, definitely more international trips. Last year we did 2. This year my goal is 2 international trips, 2 mini international trips. I call Mexico mini international because it's really close to us. Majority of us are in Texas. And then 2 mainly regular trips. But Lady Luck, I'm letting you know now, is about to be a nationwide brand. That channel is going to be a nationwide channel, and that podcast is going to be global. And I'm going to also bring on, like I said, women of color also that are in the sex education industry and the sexual wellness industry, to give them a platform, because right now there's not one for them to highlight and educate. And my goal is to reach 100,000 people and help them this year in some form or fashion, quantifiably have like 100,000 either check-ins or listens or downloads or visit, whatever, 100,000 people that I'd like to help reach this year. So that's what I'm planning for 2020.
I love it. Congratulations in advance for all the great things, Maya, that I know you're going to birth this year. I consistently follow you, and you are doing some amazing things. So definitely connect with her listeners. She's definitely somebody to know and someone to connect with. So, Maya, please tell our listeners how they can follow you and support you and connect with you on all social media platforms.
Yes, so one, Lady Lux, Google Lady Lux, and that's a very easy way to get everything very quickly. I just got married, so
congratulations.
Thank you. If you Google My Matthews, very little will come up because she popped up like 6 days ago. But My Baker, if you Google My Baker, M-Y-I, Baker spelled regular, then you got pages and pages on Google. You can find me and find some kind of way to connect. There's like pages and pages and pages. But if you want to just go direct, and the reason why I give you those, my name is very long. My actual name is where all my social media is under. It's Myashola, and it's M-Y-I-S-H-O-L-A. But if you type in M-Y-I Baker in Google, then you'll get like anything you can pop. You have plenty of ways to find me. That's probably the easiest method to find me. In general, or Lady Lux, which is Lady spelled regular, and then Lux is Luxxxe. Or download the Lady Lux app, and then bam, you got everything right on your phone.
So definitely support her, follow her, and definitely get to know My Baker. Not My Baker, My Matthews now.
Yes, ma'am, My Matthews.
Make sure you connect with her and get to know her, and definitely follow and support her network, her nonprofit. She is doing some amazing things for our listeners that are listening. And definitely if you have a small business or you're a business owner, connect with her, because as I stated, she is a one-stop shop. And, everybody needs a coach and a mentor, so reach out and get the assistance that you need, because if your dream is just you alone, it's too small.
Definitely. Everybody. I have two mentors. Everybody needs a mentor. I got my mentors call me up all the time. Like, mine and seen it. God dang it. Everybody needs a mentor.
Everybody needs one. Absolutely. And I want to thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to come to the table tonight. This has been a powerful interview, and I can't wait to invite you back to the table.
No problem at all. It's such a pleasure.
Yes, and I look forward to working with you and collaborating with you in this new year.
Yes. All that. I'm excited.
Awesome. So I would like to give a special thank you to my intern, Sarah, from Tennessee State University, and my intern, Vontaria, from Winston-Salem State University. You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.